What's up and welcome back. I am John Stark from MacTheMovieGuy.com, your favorite blind film critic. And this is Girls Will Be Girls. This is a film review. That's what I do here. But this is an independent film that was kicked around a little bit this award season. It ended up with an Independent Spirit nomination. It does not have audio description. Um, and I don't necessarily know anybody in the cast. So uh, I'm trying to stop like overtly using. For a while there, I was reviewing a lot of films that didn't have audio description and using a lot of other people's thoughts to like funnel when to make up. So I'm just gonna say what I thought this film was about. Given the lack of accessibility, which is what I really should do, is a girls' school where they are taught separately from the boys and sort of in a very conservative manner. There are very specific scenes that have to do with how girls should behave, girls should dress, making sure they're covered up, how long their skirt should be, and then pulling up their stockings to cover up the rest of whatever skin is shown, but skirts below knee length. There's a scene for that. And we seem to follow one girl who meets a guy, and they kind of get into this relationship. It sounds like, even though it seems like a respectful one, it sort of evolves, and she doesn't heed the warning sort of from her. I want to say this girl has the unique experience of having like a mother who also works at the school, but I could be wrong. So, but of heeding that warning of boys, watch out for boys, that kind of thing. And so the film has sort of like an ending to it that's, I mean, it's not like deeply upsetting, but it is unfortunate. So it kind of just doesn't go where you would hope it would go, and heartbreak, that kind of stuff. So uh, it's more like boys will be boys, and boys are gonna fuck up girls' lives, I guess. Uh, that was what I got with lack of accessibility. That was what I picked up from the movie. Strong representation from a Southeast Asian cast, a cast full of like Indian or Pakistan type, all in English though. So, but everybody here has a really strong accent. Um, and that's the takeaway that I got from Girls Will Be Girls. It's hard for me to sort of decipher what I would do with this film. I didn't. I think the representation is great because I love the fact that I'm being introduced to things that I would not normally uh, get to see otherwise. Like this is like culture that I'm unfamiliar with because, like I said, this is an entire cast, very specific. They're not like mixed in here. This is all one thing. So I'm very appreciative of that experience. I just don't have the audio description to be able to fully appreciate it and understand and connect everything that's going on. It does have a significant amount of dialogue, and like I said, it was in English, so I was able to sort of follow it. But then it has plenty of scenes where the dialogue drops, especially, I would say there's more dialogue in the first half of the film than there's the second half of the film when people stop talking and start taking action. Ooh. Simmer down now. Anyway, yeah. So don't know that I would vote for this for anything, but it's cool that it exists. And maybe one day a film like this will have audio description. It is in English, so it's not like I'm trying to force people to. I mean, there could be somebody who's blind, low vision, and of this culture that would like to be able to understand it as well. Do you know what I'm saying? So, like, if you're looking at me and you're like, there's a white guy, he's upset. Like, well, I'm I'm also upset for really anybody who's in my situation who's blind and low vision, needs access to movies, which blindness doesn't really have like a specific skin color or gender. So yeah, I could be upset for somebody who looks like this cast who also is blind and low vision and would also like to have access to this movie. So try to remember that at the same time. It's just there are not a lot of blind film critics doing what I do. So I this is probably an okay movie. It's really hard for me to figure out a floating grade for it. I couldn't get in. The funny thing was, like, I was in the movie, and then like the second half of the movie, like I said, the dialogue drops off, and it became harder for me to understand and follow. And then we sort of end, and even in the end, there isn't a whole lot of dialogue, so I'm not even like 100% sure what the final takeaway here is. So I'm gonna give it a floating grade of a B minus. But I'm gonna say, which means it could go up to like a B, down to like a C plus. Also, could be wider than that. I've definitely seen a movie without audio description, then later on, audio description appears or is given to me, and it's just been like, wow, completely different movie. Just like, um, so who knows? But yeah, it's um, it's an accessibility thing, so I'm giving it unwatchable due to lack of audio description. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the other side.